If you've been watching Cataclysm for a little while on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you've been watching us, you probably have noticed that we build quite a lot of Lian Li PCs, and in general we build quite a lot of high-end PCs. Now I've noticed in the past few months the majority of computers that we build are generally about $5,000 to $10,000. We build a lot of PCs for about $1,500 too, but this is the kind of stuff we build a lot of. And this is a top-level gaming PC in a top-level case with a lot of top-level parts. So I wanted to show you this one and explain what really goes into a near $10,000 computer. And you can kind of, you can get something like this for yourself, or you can spend less, or if you want to get a much cheaper PC based on this kind of style or some of these parts, you can do that. But I want to explain what goes into this and what makes something like this so special. So this is a PC that we just built for George. The first thing I'll mention is this is not the usual Lian Li case that we use. This is the XL ROG edition, so it's a little bit taller. You'll notice that there's a little bit more space on the inside. It's just, it's very similar, but it's spaced out. So this is the ROG XL Lian Li case. Now the other thing that you're going to notice is, just like Russ's PC that we actually shot yesterday, I don't know when you'll see the video, but we shot it yesterday, we have the new SL120 Uni Infinity fans from Lian Li inside here. So once again, I'll explain that you've got this infinity edge effect here. Looks really cool. I'm not sure if the camera can pick that up from there, but you'll notice maybe a little bit easier up here. Infinity edge effect on the outside of them. That's why they call them the infinity fans. You've got the traditional hexagon shape, but a little bit thinner on the side of these fans here, just like the SL120s. And like the AL120s, you've also got the blades lighting up as well. You will actually, I don't know, again, if the camera can pick it up, but these ones, with these fans here, they're facing that way. So the air is shooting out of the case on this side here. And you'll notice that you can see an infinity edge effect on the middle of the fan. And this is a top-level PC because we've got a Core i9 12900K with the RTX 3090 Ti, and it's an ASUS TUF overclocked edition. We've routed the cables a little bit differently on this one because I want to make sure that you can see the Strimer cables properly, and it's really hard to do on these 3090 Ti's because they have these triple, they're different. They're a different connection that NVIDIA's started to use on the top-level graphics cards. I'm hoping that there's some kind of Strimer for them in the future, but I think we pulled this one off really well. It has one plug into the graphics card and then 3 plugs just up here. So we've managed to get the Strimer looking pretty good on this one. Just sitting there. We've got another one for the 24 pin on the motherboard there. This has Corsair Dominator. It's 64 gig RAM. It's 5200 megahertz CL40, and you can see these sticks just here. Now, the Dominator, in my opinion, is the best RAM that you can get, just because all RAM is near enough the same, but they look really unique. They're really nice. They have these little dots just here, and if you've used Corsair iQ before, you'll know just how good the app is for syncing up all your RGB. We've got everything controlled by ASUS Armory Crate, except the RAM is on Corsair iQ still. And the LED, so the LCD screen on the NZXT Kraken is still controlled with NZXT Cam. That's installed, and you can see that at idle, even on a 12900K, we're getting a 27 degrees on the processor. That's really good. Now I do tell everyone the same thing. The processor, you don't really care about the idle temperature. It's all about the load temperature, because as I was saying to George today, actually, the temperature on the processor at idle is just not that important. You're actually aiming for low noise levels at idle. You're not aiming for low temperatures. It's not really the goal. Anything under like 60, it just doesn't matter. You would never really see it at 60, but sometimes you might see these sitting at 40 doing pretty much nothing. It's not an issue as long as the load temperature is low. And on this one, we're sitting around about 66 degrees under full load, which is pretty crazy for a 1200KF. The motherboard is pretty special. Now you can see on the side here, we've got a little screen, a little LCD screen. This is the ASUS ROG Maximus Hero motherboard. It's a Z690 DDR5 motherboard. It's essentially the hero of the range. It's a really good motherboard. It's just got all the features that you need. I won't get too in depth on what it actually does, but essentially it supports any SSD that you like, very, very fast SSDs, and we've got 5 Corsair MP600 core SSDs in this one, Gen 4s. And it also comes with a little card, like an expansion card, to add 4 more SSDs into a PCI Express slot. And being a Z690, you can use quite a few of the little ports on this motherboard without losing any slots, which you do generally find on the AMD motherboards, which is never an issue until you get to the top level where you need a lot of SSDs. This PC has essentially been no expenses spared, so you will notice it's got the Z73 Kraken sitting in there, and obviously we changed all the fans to 10 of the Lian Li Infinity fans, 3090 Ti, Core i9. Now this kind of computer, depending on the storage that you go for and what exact case you go for, what kind of fans and little aesthetic touches you add to the inside, you can spend near enough $10,000 on something like this. This one would have been just under $10,000 with all the extras, maybe around $9,500 or so with all the extras in there. Now, if you want to spend even more, you can spend even more on cosmetic touches, but in my opinion, this is as good as it gets if you want to get some nice cosmetic stuff in there while still getting top level performance. So this was George's PC. It was really fun to build this one. If you like the XL ROG cases, which is this, it's a little bit bigger, we can use those for you, just ask for them. And if you have any questions about this specific PC or any more that we've built, always just ask me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, just message me any way you like. Just leave a comment if you like, and I can answer those for you. But once again, if you're looking for a top level PC, this is what you should be looking for.